Alright. Fucking take two. One sec. Hope this shit doesn't cut out again. That was some bullshit. Alright. How's this? Let's try it one more time. Welcome to Booze and News, where I will read the news and drink some fucking booze. And boy, do I need... This is the second time I've tried to start this one. It just... The internet connection, fucked out on the last one. So, apologies if you were watching and you're wondering what the fuck happened. But here we go, one more again, and hopefully we don't get fucked. Fucking bullshit internet connection. Anyway. Kathy Griffin, no longer sorry about Trump photo shoot. Outrage was BS. Ooh boy. The, BS. Who the fuck says B... I really hope she said bullshit. You know what I mean? Because BS is so... you gotta be a fucking pussy to say... I have no respect for people who say BS instead of bullshit. Give me a good bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. BS. Ugh. I really hope they just did that for the headline. Anyway. Comedian says entire situation was blown out of proportion. Yeah. By her. In case you forgot... what Kathy did was she took an old sever head of Donald Trump, right? She took one of them, dipped it in red paint, made it look like she had cut his head off, and she did a photo shoot. And her and the photographer were giggling like fucking teenagers, like a couple of kids in the drama club or on the debate team. Get like they had just prepped the preppy kids in the jocks' lockers with some sort of prank. Like they'd thrown dog shit in there. So they were gonna get him good, real funny. Oh, real fucking hilarious. Then to hold the president's severed head. And by the way, I don't give a fuck. I have a pretty fucked up sense of humor. You want to make a Donald Trump severed head joke? Go for it. When the SNL made that joke about Barron Trump being the first ever homeschool shooter, I thought it was fucking hilarious. But you know, if you're gonna make the joke, you can't sit there and be like, oh, we're gonna get in so much trouble for this. We're gonna get in so much trouble. That's what she was like giggling. She's like, we are gonna get in, so we might have to move to Mexico. We're gonna move to Mexico, right? Are we moving to Mexico? Was it Mexico or are we moving to Canada or Mexico? And like giggling, like we're gonna have to leave the country. Okay. So the Trump family predictably responded because there was a video of Kathy Griffin holding what appeared to be the severed head of their matriarch, who's not exactly a popular guy in a lot of places in America right now, so it's not hard to believe that someone might take a stab at killing the Donald, give it a shot, you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing someone's perfectly capable of. Had that fucking nut job shoot up baseball practice a couple months ago. Yes, is this the GOP? And then just started firing the fuck away. So, you know. Not, certainly not beyond the the realm of possibility that some crazed leftist is inspired by Kathy Griffin and we're going to take a shot. Now, I don't think that would happen, but if it's your family, you might be a little bit more concerned, right? So Melania and Ivanka, all Donald Jr. and Trump, they all pile on, like, why the fuck, why would you say some shit like that? Why would you do that? That's fucking, that's our dad. Could you not hold up his severed head? It would make us incredibly happy if you did the opposite of the thing that you did right there. We would really prefer that you not hold up Donald Trump's severed head. And even the internet, even people on the internet were like, well, we don't like the fucking Trumps, but motherfucker's got a point, right? It is their dad's severed head. A lot of people would not want to see their dad's severed head. So, I'm down with it. I like a good fucked up joke, but the thing is, it wasn't even... I didn't even know what the joke was. I thought maybe the joke was just, like the photo shoot, like it was just supposed to be so ridiculous, but she's talking about how she hates Donald Trump and she's going to go after him, so obviously it's being done with some vitriol. If it had just been a comedian doing that to be like, almost making fun of the outrage over Donald Trump, I think it would have been a lot funnier. Or, if there was at least some joke to it other than just, hey, fuck this guy, let me hold up his severed head. That's kind of fucked up, right? Yeah, so, what happened, sorry, I have got a fucking hair hanging down, tickling the sensitive part of my face around my nose. Anyway, Kathy Griffin, when the Trumps came at her, Kathy Griffin went fucking ballistic. She held this ridiculous press conference with her lawyer because obviously if you hold up the president's severed head, the Secret Service is gonna get in touch with you. Duh. So the Secret Service hit her up, so she had to get a fucking lawyer, and she holds there's some snippets from the press conference. If you don't stand up, you get run over. What's happening to me has never happened in this great country. A sitting president of the U.S. is personally trying to ruin my life forever. Yeah, except you fuckstick. You're the one that held up his severed fucking... You kind of fired the first shot in that volley there. Numbnuts. And then she posts a video to Instagram. I beg for your forgiveness. I went too far. I made a mistake, and I was wrong. Well, I don't fuck... Okay, cool. You could have just stopped there. You really, really could have just stopped there, and people would have been like, alright, yeah, that's... makes sense. So admitting her, she tried, took a jab at a joke, fell flat, just didn't work, pissed some people off, she's apologized. That's kind of where we're at these days. That's what people do. I mean, this is a case where you might say, oh, maybe it's actually warranted because it looks like you're endorsing or encouraging the rather violent assassination of the president, who happens to be a father and a husband. You may think he's a douche, but he is still a person. Anyway, her lawyer says, Kathy never could imagine it could be misinterpreted as a threat of violence against How not? How not? I understand if that's not what you intended, because that's the fucking joke, but I mean, come on. Usually, when they say a joke can be misinterpreted, it's an actual, just a wisecrack, a joke. Not a video where you're holding up the fucking president's severed head. Some people might take that. If your biggest fans, if they take you quite literally, who the fuck knows? You gotta be a bit of a nut to be a Kathy Griffin fan to begin with. So who knows what these whack jobs are capable of. Griffin also lost an endorsement deal with Squatty Potty, a line of bathroom footstools. And she's had 5 of her stand-up gigs canceled since the photos were released. Wow. Squatty potty, taking a stand. The people who want you to put your feet up when you shit. They draw the line. They drew a line in the turd, I guess. Losing an endorsement deal with Squatty Potty. I didn't even know she had an endorsement deal with Squatty Potty. What do they just have? What's the commercial? Is it Kathy Griffin just taking a shit with her feet up? Silly question. Does their shit come out red? How does that work? I don't know why I think that. I don't know, it's because everything else is red. Their skin always has kind of like a reddish, freckly hue to it. Red hair. Does the shit come out red? If the ginger watches this, please weigh in the old comment section. Anyway. Griffin and Bloom believe the comedian has received harsher backlash because she is... This is a woman thing. But she fucking started it. This is what I don't get. She's the one that picked the fight. She was talking all sorts of shit about the Trump family to start. And then, what do you know? She does this fucking photo shoot where she's holding a fucking severed head of Donald Trump. And she's like, oh, no, they're coming at me because I'm a woman. No, you fucking moron. They're coming at you because you held up their father's severed head. Like, I don't know how many times you gotta say it. It's the severed head. You held up their dad's... If someone held up your fucking dad's severed head, you'd be pretty fucking pissed off. Jesus. Fucking idiot. It's not your fear because you're a fucking woman. I'm drinking cognac this evening, by the way. This is, what is this? Courvoisier. Pass the Courvoisier. Pass the Courvoisier. Although she tearfully apologized. So are you, Saccone. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. We finally got a viewer. She tearfully apologized again during her press conference and said that, she said that she'll continue to use Trump as fodder for her comedic material. So he just brings her to her knees, has her bawling, rightfully so, I guess, after she holds his. I think if someone makes a video where they're holding up your severed head, you have the right to make them cry. That's kind of a turnabout is fair play kind of thing, huh? But then I'm going to make fun of him more now. But he just made you cry. I don't know if you can't, after someone has made you cry, it's really hard to come back and make fun of them. Like, they kind of have the upper hand for a really long... Like, you need to massively, massively redeem yourself against someone if they make you cry. Like, you kind of have to make them cry and then a step beyond. Like, you have to make them cry while you jizz on a picture of their dead grandmother. Like, that's the only way I think Kathy Griffin wins this one. She has to make Donald Trump cry while jizzing on a picture of his dead grandmother. Dead grandmothers scissoring each other is what the picture has to be of. But now she's rescinding the apology. Like, that's the news today. Because this happened a couple months ago. The news today is she's rescinding the apology, but I don't think she's in a position to rescind. Like, you didn't... Like, you got dragged through the mud, and then you apologized and you can't come back from crying. And I think if you rescind an apology, you have to say it, like, right then. Like, after they're like, I accept. You're like, well, that's too bad because I didn't mean it. That's how you rescind an apology. You can't rescind an apology 8 weeks after the fact. It just doesn't work like that. Like, society needs to have some fucking rules, and I think that needs to be one. You can't rescind an apology months later. You can say, I regret apologizing, I wish I hadn't apologized, but you've apologized. You have expressed your remorse. And that person, once the apology is accepted, I really don't think it can be rescinded, unless, like, new evidence is brought to light. Like when a guy's doing decades behind bars, and then they find out that whatchamacallit, that like the detective forged some evidence or fucking they faked the DA faked some shit or something comes along to exonerate him, then you can reopen it. But once you apologize, that's you can't 8 weeks. You can't rescind after 8 weeks. It's fantastic publicity. Literally the only thing I know, Kathy. Great point, Mr. Ciccone. Literally the only thing I know Kathy Griffin from is trying to make like awkward sexual moves on Anderson Cooper on New Year's Eve, and that cameo she did in Seinfeld where she just kind of played her annoying self. So I would fucking should have run with it. She should have released another video of like Pence or Sessions the next day. She really could have rode that wave. Then she says, I guess when she rescinded, she said, "No, you're full of crap. Stop this." First, I got it again with the BS and the crap. It drives me insane. If you're gonna express that, say shit. You're full of shit. Crap. Get the fuck out of here. Stop acting like my little picture is more important than talking about the actual atrocities that the President of the United States is committing. I might stop short of saying that he's committing atrocities. I'm no huge fan of the gentleman, although I do find him rather entertaining. I certainly could do with a different POTUS, but he hasn't really committed any atrocities. Atrocities are what's going on in Syria. Atrocities are like gay guys getting thrown off of buildings. The Donald Trumps and the Mike Pences of the world just want gay guys in America to maybe have to buy their cake elsewhere if they decide to get married. I don't know that I'd put that up there with atrocities. You know, the forced female genital mutilation and honor killings are atrocities. A largely fabricated wage gap is not an atrocity. So let's pump the brakes on all the things that we're going to the whole America is horrible thing. The fucking first world problems drive me nuts. Griffin also noted that non-Republicans had turned on her as well, including Chelsea Clinton. I don't know why we always go to Chelsea Clinton for an opinion. She was just somebody's kid. Like, that's it. She hasn't really done anything. Like, she just gets... Like, they gave her, like, what did CNN give her that bullshit job for a few million a year? Where she did just nothing, and it was all... Was it CNN or MSNBC? No one cares what Chelsea Clinton thinks. Get fucking Democrats, quit trying to make Chelsea Clinton happen. You couldn't make Hillary Clinton happen, and she actually had kind of a resume. Chelsea, fucking forget about it. Griffin felt the impact most deeply when her close friend and longtime New Year's Eve co-host, Anderson Cooper, disavowed her with a single tweet. For the record, I am appalled by the photo shoot Kathy Griffin took part in. It is clearly disgusting and completely inappropriate. That's the best Anderson Cooper I can do. I'm sorry. I cannot give you a better Cooper than that. If I had a dildo here, I'd cram it into my mouth and try better, but that's the best Anderson can. I actually like Anderson. He seems like a very nice person. Doesn't he just seem like a nice guy? Like, even if you maybe don't agree with his politics or whatever, doesn't Anderson Cooper just seem like a swell chum? Hope he meets a nice boy. Anyway, but it's not... I understand why a guy like Anderson Cooper is appalled by the photo. I'm not appalled by it because I'm, a scumbag. But Anderson Cooper's like a buttoned-up, pretty boy. He doesn't want to see a severed fucking head. I enjoy a good severed head. That's the thing, Kathy. You gotta own that shit. Like, if you're gonna... You were... In the video, if you've seen it, she's like laughing and giggling. A lot of bravado going on. Like I said before, hey, we're gonna have to move to Mexico. Like, you can't predict that everyone's gonna get pissed off at you, and then when everyone gets pissed off at you, freak out because everyone is pissed off at you. You said that you knew they were gonna be pissed off, and you did it. You kind of dug your own hole, Now just embrace the fact that everyone's pissed off. If that appears to have been the goal of the project. Ugh. Anyway, what else? Alright, I need a little, no more yak here. One second. That would do it. From the Savage Crew glass I got for Christmas, fucking boss. Well, if you thought Kathy Griffin's apology rescinding was fucking ridiculous, won't believe this shit. I don't know if you saw this last week. This is New Jersey, actually. Priest says he collected child porn to get revenge on God for poker losses. That is fucking awesome. It's New Jersey priest Kevin Gugliotta of Mawa. I feel like I'm on like a fucking morning zoo jock announcing the winner of the Z Free Money sticker. Kevin Gugliotta of Mawa, why don't you put your cock down, close the browser, and get those kids off the screen, and come on down to the station that broadcasts from the top of the Empire State Building to pick up your tickets to Pitbull tonight at the theater at Jones Beach. Kevin Gugliotta of Mawa, Bergen County, wow, representing the home team, baby, right down Route 17. Way to go, Father Gugliotta. Not usually Italians that you find molesting kids. I feel like it's always Father O'Brien or Father O'Malley, Father McCarthy. It's those mix they get all fucking whiskeyed up and those 12-year-old altar boy cheeks start looking all sorts of good. And I guess if you've never like fucked a 19-year-old girl, to them that's like the next best thing, huh? He'll be doing 23 and a half months. That seems incredibly lenient. The kids' lives are ruined forever. Pre-trial records show Gugliotta told probation officers he felt God was attacking him when he lost poker tournaments and games and got revenge by collecting the porn. Let me tell you something. I hate fucking pedophiles, but I do love me just a good awful lie. Like, when you just know someone is fucking lying and they don't care, when they have reached a George Costanza level of it's not a lie, but you believe it's not a lie if you believe it. Sorry, the cock was still stuck in my mouth from that Anderson Cooper impersonation from before. When someone really, really buys the it's not a lie if you believe it, George Costanza rationale, I'm so into it. I like how it's other priests were surprised. Though I'll get to the more on the lying later because I really do enjoy a good mistruth. Other priests were surprised by the poker part, which, you know, to a lay person is probably weird. You'd think they would be surprised by the child porn part, but I guess if you've been in the biz for that long, you've seen it go down like this a few times. You're like, well, you know, I know half my peers are jerking off to 12-year-olds. The gambling, not so much. Where do you find the time? Spend a Saturday night at the fucking poker table. How are you up for mass on Sunday? Some of his fellow priests from Newark came to the sentencing to show their support, only to be surprised when Gugliotta's poker problem was revealed. That was a surprising thing in court for sure, Father Gabriel Costa told WNEP. People do things under stress that they wouldn't normally do. So I'm confused. Wait, is he talking about like he wouldn't normally gamble, or he wouldn't normally download child porn? Like, am I the only one who definitely doesn't have a rough, stressful day and then decide to download child porn to kind of take the edge off? I'm nervous for a big date, presentation for the boss tomorrow. You're trying out for a solo in the school play. You're calming your nerves with kiddie porn. Jesus Christ. When people say the Catholic Church is evil, this is what they fucking mean. Sipping on the yak. Google will be on 5 years probation when he is let go and will be barred from coming into contact with children or gambling. Why is the or gambling on there? Like, I feel like the court including the or gambling part, they're kind of saying, well, look, maybe he really was trying to get revenge on God for fucking him over in the last time he played Baccarat. What is the fucking... I would think you would want to let him indulge his other addiction and, you know, play some fucking cards. So, you know, he can take his mind off his other little hobby there. No? Isn't that that's like what they do with the inner city kids? They give them, you know, the boxes of stolen Snickers to sell, and they pretend that it's for basketball uniforms or whatever the fuck. I mean, if I'm the state of New Jersey, I would vastly prefer that Father Kevin Gugliotta spend his days at the roulette wheel. Back to the lie, though. There is nothing I appreciate more than a good lie. I have been like weaving a web of dishonesty with pretty much just straight up since I was a child. I remember I splashed water all over the place once when I was a kid, and then just denied that the room was even wet. Like, just on a Costanza level, love a good fib. 9th grade, my parents catch me walking. I had two. I used to stash bottles of like liquor and juice in the bushes around town. So when I went to hang out with my friends here, just grab them, get a quick buzz going, feel good. You know, like 9th grade, because you still haven't figured out how to like go out and acquire alcohol on your own, and freshmen don't really get invited to too many parties, especially at the beginning of the year. So you got to resort to what you resort to. So we would booze it up in the park, kind of a little BYOB, if you will. And I was one night I just didn't have the chance to go hide shit in the bush, and I was walking out, pockets overflowing with fucking Snapple. I had 2 Snapple bottles filled with like lemonade and the entire contents of my parents' liquor cabinet. Like, I mixed a little bit of everything in there. I would drink those things, and it was like drinking fucking lighter fluid. Just pure pure fucking methane. Like, it was hot. I would drink it, it would be hot. I'd be drinking lemonade, and it would just singe my mouth. But it gave me a hell of a buzz. And it's like ninth grade. Your body's just pumping pure testosterone. All sleep is REM sleep. You wake up. There's no such thing as a fucking hangover. Like, you have to work hard to give yourself a hangover when you're a teenager. It is glorious. But anyway, obviously they see my bulging fucking pockets. Like, what do you got in there? I was like, it's just a little Snapple. And they did not believe it. And I attempted to continue walking, and they made me come back. And my dad took one sniff and said, "It's loaded with booze." And I tried to protest and say it wasn't, but they poured every fucking ounce of that shit out in front of me, and then grounded me for like the entire summer. That fucking blew. Ugh. Yeah, that sort of set the tone, and then the next time they caught me, it was like autumn of 10th grade. I was injured from football, so literally had nothing to, like, didn't have to worry about not being fucking That's a good question. Can you preclude someone from I guess you could get him a restraining order from the casino, right? I don't know how the fuck that would work. We'll have to follow that one up. That's interesting. Fuck. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, like that fall, they caught me again. I came in. They went out for dinner one Saturday night, and it was after we had a game that I was standing with my fucking arm in a sling on the sideline. I was just fucking miserable. So I went out and got shithoused that night at some kid's house party and hotboxed the fucking garage with them. I came home. They found me face down on the fucking couch, woke me up. I said hello and just proceeded straight to the bathroom and booted my fucking guts out. So they were like, this is the second time now that they've caught me drinking inside of a couple months. They're being ordered not to, and they were none too pleased. They wanted to know where I got the liquor, so I said I'd been hanging out and drinking in the park with a Russian exchange student. I don't know how they just assumed that there was a Russian exchange student. They didn't know how to fucking get in touch with him. They're just like, oh yeah, he probably gets vodka, like he's a fucking so they bought that one. My next fantastic lie, Mr. Ciccone, if you're still tuned in, you'll enjoy this one. Muhlenberg College, spring of, believe it was, 'twould have been junior year. We had a little house party that we put a pool, an inflatable pool in the basement, and we were offering up beads to females for engaging in depraved behavior. And the idea was that whoever returned the most beads at the end of the night would win a bottle of, like, I think it was Bacardi O or some shit, whatever you can get for $30 at the liquor store. And fucking, so things are getting pretty rowdy. My one roommate wasn't there, and so there's this chick KY, we'll call her. Now, the night before in Benfer, we made a gentleman who went by the name of Captain Dangerous. He was sucking wasabi off of her nipples. She was pretty much just offering up to blow the entire campus. Like, this girl was loaded for bear, and she wanted those beads, and she wanted that fucking bottle. So, me and my buddy are taking shots in my room, and she comes in, and, like, you can tell she wants to fuck one of us, but she was, my 27-year-old self probably would have done it, but I guess at 20 I still had standards. So we passed her off to some other dude. I'm like, I'm gonna put her in the roommate's room to fuck. So we had this one wiener that lived with us, who was on the EMS squad. He used to like snitch on us for having fun all the time. So I put him in her room, but in his room. He comes up and escorts them out into our other roommate's room, who is like a fucking gun-toting redneck. He's out of town for so that's who I'm gonna piss off now, is the one roommate who comes strapped with gats. Anyway, these two start fucking, and me and my buddies say, fuck it, let's walk in. This is back in the old digital camera days, before they had iPhones and shit. And we got our beers, and since it's like a beach party, it's a pool party down in the basement. We threw it the same week as Sig Ep threw Beach Bash. I think they were kind of salty about that. I think ours was better. Anyway, I go in, I have like a fucking Hawaiian print hat on, and I'm wearing a lei, and I'm a 20-year-old college douchebag, so I have a fucking shirt on. And my buddy's got his digital camera, because he wanted to take pictures of all like chicks doing wild shit for beads, that we for some reason thought would actually happen. And he's like, yo, pose. And this guy is fucking drilling this chick, like fucking slamming her in all sorts of positions. She's fucking riding him like a cowboy. She's taking pictures. She's giving the pussy-eating fingers in the background, like loving every second of it. I'm in the front. I'm drinking a beer and like flexing in the pictures. Like, it's great. There are straight up photographs of me flexing in front of this chick getting railed on my roommate's bed while she does the pussy-eating fingers. A fucking top 10 moments of my life right there. Anyway, party continues. We go to Lupo's. I was going to the Lupo's that night in a wet bathing suit. I was fucking pissing myself. I was like, fuck it, the bathing suit's wet already. I may as well. I was pissing myself on the walk to Lupo's like a motherfucker. 20-minute walk. Fuck, just leaked the entire time. Anyway, like a couple days later, someone must have ratted on this party, and whatchamacallit, we get called into Sam Beitelman, the athletic director, was like the acting dean at the time, because they were waiting for the president or whatever the fuck, they were waiting for the new one to come in. So me and my roommates and the photographer get called in, and they're like in front with our coaches too, the track coach and the football coach and shit. At separate times, I had to go with the track coach. My roommate Aqua had to go with the football coach, because I had since retired. And but I was the first one to meet, so I came out of the meeting at fucking text. It was like texting everybody like, yo, there are no pictures. Whatever we had to lie our asses. They knew about everything. They knew about the beads. They knew about someone got a fucking hand job in like our little dirt bathroom that we had in the basement. They knew about the photo session. Fucking someone wrote a letter and ratted us out on everything. I fucking just denied. I saw the suspension coming. I didn't know for what. I still to this day don't know that we did anything that was technically wrong. But this was before the whole campus rape hysteria thing popped off. If it was now, we would have been fucking dragged. We would have been crucified in a public square. Anyway, I guess my buddy was smart enough. He burned the pictures to a CD and mailed them to his boys at Penn State for posterity. Although he tells me they have since been lost to. I guess no one has the CDs with pictures on them anymore. And then he just destroyed the memory card from that camera, and we never spoke of it again. But one of the just top moments of my life was fucking flexing there while that chick got railed. I think that was actually more fun than banging the chick, was just getting to hang and flex in front for this absurd photo session. What? So 3 years in a fucking... I did it junior year. we did it junior year. We used to go piss into their fucking basement windows on the way to and from Lupo's, and they used to get pissed. I actually like a couple of those guys, but they were just so much fun to fuck with. Yeah, I still have pictures somewhere of me decked out as a Sig-Ep brother. I'll have to share them to the comment thread here. But yeah, what a what a bunch of chodes. They fucking bunch of the ones junior year. A bunch of them like surrounded me the night before winter break, and a particularly twinkish one with an Italian last name. I'll leave it at that. Tried to like fucking bum rush me. And I put him on the ground, and I was like, just take this fucking guy away. Like, it was like the fucking Jets versus the Sharks. They had caught a jet. The Sharks had caught a jet. Get the fuck out of here. They just earned every ounce of ribbing and shit that they got. And we were walking by one day, one of my buddies he was eating an apple, took one last bite, and fired it at their door. We had a bunch of people over for Thursday night. It was during the football season, so it was mostly like younger football players, and 2 freshmen left the house. I guess Sig-Ep left their house open, and they walked in, they got the flag and their fucking Beirut table, and had them halfway across campus before Fritz stopped them. And Anthony, you joined us. I was just regaling our viewers with the story of whatchamacallit, the fucking the photo session that we had to lie our balls off to the administration about. Good morning from Anthony. Buongiorno. Missing you here in the U.S. homes. Hope all is well with the migrants and their overflowing boats. Just catching up on some lies. Aqua, did you know that Saccone here also dressed as a Sig-Ep brother for Halloween? Apparently we are not the only ones who held them in sheer disdain. But anyway, by the way, if I turn this episode into an audio podcast, if you're listening right now, I'm just saying ciao to a couple of our listeners out there. But yeah, that was my great college lie. And in the Marine Corps, probably one of my favorite fucking lies ever as well. We're down in... there's an operation that goes off every year called Cobra Gold. It's in Thailand. It's U.S. Marines, South Koreans, Thais, and then you get like some Filipinos, Malaysians, whoever else in there. And... you train together, you're out in the jungle, you do all that shit for a couple weeks, and then you come back and you get to go on leave a little bit in like a fucking cesspool like patio or something. Everyone just blows their money on whores and liquor. It's fucking great. Anyway, we're out. We're training at this place called Lopburi, and I'm the senior Marine in charge of like 100. And I got a couple staff NCOs and shit out there. And we're training with the Thais, and their officers invite us out one night. And we get fucking wasted at dinner, and they're like, you guys want to go to a club? Like, you can get Thai VIP for cheap as fuck. Like, shit, yeah. Go up into the old mezzanine. We just hired a dude. We just grabbed a dude with a van, and we gave him some cash. We're like, you just drive us around. Because Thais will do anything for money. They're fucking great. They are the sweetest fucking people. Anyway... They drive us. Guy drives us to his club. We meet up with the Thai officers, and we get a table up in the mezzanine, and we're ordering. It's just bottles of Johnny. It's not actually Johnny Walker. It's called like 1,000 Pipers or some shit. It's like this Asian knockoff version of Johnny Walker. We're getting bottles of knockoff Johnny and seltzer, and just throwing them down up on the balcony. And playing like Spot the Tranny down there, because those things in Thailand, they call them the Katoi. They run rampant. Like the Thais legitimately believe in a third gender. So you're up in the club, and there will be anywhere from like fully operated on porn star looking trannies down through oh, that's just a dude with a wig and a very obvious mustache. Like, it's all across the board, but they're all over the fucking place over there. You get used to it. You just, gotta be careful when you're taking a girl's thong off that you don't accidentally get yourself poked in the eye. Ooh. Anyway, the bar's closed and night wraps up, and we go downstairs and we're getting some food. And one of the dudes I was with is just like, yo, like, I just gotta fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to risk it on the dance floor with a tranny, but I gotta get a nut. And it's Thailand, so it's really not hard to find a whorehouse. So we're in the middle of this, dude, lopery fucking Thailand is. It is out in the fucking sticks. Like, it's like the Topeka of Thailand. Like, it's not like Bangkok or some shit where you're staying like a major... Like, we were staying on a Thai military base, and this was like the little town that supports it. So this isn't exactly a metropolitan city. So we get driven to what essentially is laid out like a college dormitory. Imagine walls. And now imagine every room in walls is inhabited by a whore. So the exact opposite of Walls. And if you're wondering who Walls is, I'm talking to my Muhlenberg listeners right now. Walls was a dormitory at Muhlenberg College. Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania, not known for having the loosest of women. It's like a 2-week effort just to make out with a girl, and then the entire school knows about it, and it's a fucking... Yeah, it's basically like going to high school with a lot of really, really prude Jewish chicks who want to marry an attorney or a physician. Anyway, so we're like, all right, dude, we'll drop you, and we leave him. We're like, I think it was a 6th-floor building. We're like, he was on the 3rd floor, right? I think. I don't fucking know. We're all fucking wasted. We go downstairs, get some food. There's a 7-Eleven next door. There's a fucking guy cart doing street meats. So, you know, I'm fucking hungry. He can go get his pussy. I gotta get a fucking kebab or something. I'm starving. Go downstairs, have a nice little snack. Figure, you know, an hour or so's passed. Enough time for the staff sergeant to do his thing. But none of us can remember which fucking floor and which room he was on. So we had to go door to door through a fucking whorehouse in Lopery, Thailand, at 5 o'clock in the morning to track this motherfucker. Finally, like, you know, like, that, like, the I just passed a fucking AIDS test, like, you are not the father feeling. We find this motherfucker. It's just, this little tiny 19-year-old Thai prostitute is standing outside by her door, and she's like, you look for your friend in here, he sleep, your friend. I go in, and it's just this naked motherfucker lying face down on this chick's bed with a little wash towel over his ass. Just like fucking we had videos of the entire thing, but I had to delete the evidence because there was there may have been an inquisition later on. So anyway, I like, you know, fucking prodding him, fucking pull the washcloth off of his ass and slap him in the face and get the fuck up. We had to dress him and carry him out to the van. And we snuck back onto the Thai base at like 6 a.m. At some point, you know, we rotate back. The rest of the unit is at sort of like the main site back near the city of Pattaya, and someone fucking snitched on us. Well, first, there's an actual precursor to the snitching. I go out with the same group of geniuses one night, and we got rather raucous in Pattaya, which Pattaya, if you can imagine, it's like Bourbon Street on fucking steroids and a bag of the purest, uncut Colombian powder. Like, it is a fucking top-notch cesspool. We got kicked out of a strip club because we were doing lunges with the girls on our shoulders and just making it rain with fucking, it's like Monopoly money, like, that you're playing with. Making it rain. Finally, they just get the fuck out of here. Like, you're pissing. We were pissing everybody off, so get the fuck out of here. They'll jerk you off in the fucking crowd there. They don't give a shit. Like, I'm telling you, get to Pattaya, Thailand. Anyway, we do that. We go to a bar, and one of the fucking Mexican that was with us, we're taking a piss, and we hear him arguing with someone outside. I step out, and the fucking Arab bar owner pulls out a fucking gun and racks it and just starts waving it in our face. Like, fuck. So we run out of there, we run around the corner, and at this point, again, I'm the senior one there, so I'm like, probably a good idea to call it a night. They're like, yeah. So we hop in a cab. And we get in the cab, it's like, you can drop it. You know a good place where we can find some pussy? Like, holy fucking shit. I'm like, first of all, we're supposed to be back on base by midnight. It's getting dangerously close. I'm like, I was getting out of the Marine Corps in a fucking month and a half. I was not risking getting held on illegal, and delaying that shit. I was like, I gotta get to the fucking shore. It's almost summer. So I'm like, the cab drops them off at the whorehouse, which is guarded by motherfuckers with massive machetes who do not look too keen on seeing 3 drunk Americans show up in the middle of the night. So I'm like, alright, boys. You good? Like, I saw them in, like, they have, like, a chick who comes out and greets you, brings you inside, gets you past the machete wackos. So I'm like, alright, boys. I'm gonna go catch some nice drunk Z's, get back on base at time so I don't get fucking court-martialed. Go back, wake up, they're not there in the morning. So I got grilled about that one, to which I said, but sir, they came in with me and went straight to sleep. Because, you gotta cover. If you know that 2 people were out at a fucking Thai whorehouse until 5 you gotta fucking say. Apparently they fell asleep at the whorehouse, slept, and then lied and said that they got up early to go on a fucking elephant ride. Which is actually even better than my lie of, sir, of course they came in. But then, like a day later, my boss pulls me aside. He's like, this old, stern, fucking Southern guys. Mark, gotta ask something. You didn't take the boys out on Libo when you were up at Loperie, did you? Absolutely not, sir. I must have told him no a dozen fucking times inside of 5 minutes. Like, I felt like the Law and Order SVU fucking we know you molested the little girl hot lights over my head as I was fucking telling the boss man that we definitely did not stay out at a whorehouse until 6 o'clock in the morning. That probably one of my favorite mistruths that I have ever told. I think I can tell that. I think I can't get retroactively court-martialed. I don't fucking... no, if they did, no one would be able to tell cool military stories after they got off active duty. Anyway, that's it for us tonight. Thank God the feed didn't fucking cut out again. That was fucking bullshit. The first time I tried to shoot this, the feed cut. But thank you, Anthony Acafreda and David Ciccone for checking in with us. Much appreciated. Hey, if you give us a shout in the comments section, we will absolutely shout you out on here. But I hope to have the... I'll probably put the audio of this up. I thought this was a pretty good one. Maybe as a podcast sometime in the next couple weeks. But if you're not already, follow me on Twitter at Mike Montone. On Instagram, it's at Gary_Moiler. And you can find the podcast. It's thesavagecrew.libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN.com. And download away. Catch you guys on the flippity floppity.